Alright, now welcome to SC Custom Designs. Welcome to my wood shop. One of the first things I hope you're going to notice is the quality of the video. I pulled the trigger and went ahead and purchased, for all intents and purposes, it's called a camcorder in its older days, but let's call it a digital recorder. And for about 260 bucks we got that. So alright, welcome to SC Custom Designs, where we're going to continue the series working with the bandsaw to make bandsaw boxes. I highly recommend that you make a plan. Let's see how close we can get in here. Let's get over to where there's more light. I'm going to be careful to try to go as gently as I possibly can. This is my very first go at recording in the wood shop. Alright, so we have these 4x4s that we joined together, and so this one here on the end is going to be an actual box, and then there's one over here on the other end, and I have 4 more that's going to go in between, and they're big. This is my beta. You definitely want to practice, and I don't do this every day for a living, and so I have to reacquaint myself with the processes. Alright, so I did join them up, watch that series 1 and 2, video 1 and 2, 2A, B, and C, I think. Alright, back to this. So you're going to want to have a plan. So I wrote down my plan as such. Alright, given that you have all your wood joined up and ready to go, whatever that means. So step 1, cut off the back. Okay, cut off the back. Alright, that's this piece here. Done. Next, it says cut main box. Okay. Whoa, I'm in my own way. Sorry, guys. Cut main box. So what that means is to cut into this piece here, the solid block, right? What you're going to do is you're going to enter somewhere in the wood. If this were a piece of something you're going to sell at a craft show or whatever, I highly recommend coming in at the grain. So follow the grain. That's really the key. So that when you join it back up again, you're not really going to see where how everything is joined and cut from itself. That's the beauty of the bandsaw boxes. Right now when it's rough, you can tell very easily. Alright, so we did that. That was step number 2. Alright, so then you have this solid block that has now come out from this. Okay, then what you're going to want to do is glue up the end. So glue this to here, and that's now one solid piece. You're going to want to also glue the back piece. Alright, but before you do any of that gluing, trust me when I tell you, you are going to want to, I'm going to try to swing around, see if I can get my face in here. Please forgive me, this is all new to me, this new camera. Trust me when I tell you, you're going to want to sand. Get all the sanding done and out of the way. Alright? Because once you get it together and glue it up together, you don't want to play games. Alright, so that was step number, glue the back on. Step number 4. Step number 5 is to cut back and front of drawer block. Okay, that in effect is this here. Okay, this is actually the back. Let me turn it around, I think. Yes. Okay, this is the front. So what you're going to do is we're going to cut the back and the front off of the main block. Okay, push that out, and now let's do something like this. Okay, so you want to cut that off and place them aside, and don't get them mixed up. Although if you do, don't worry, because you're going to be able to find which end it goes onto, up, down, inside out, by following the grain of the wood. It's the beauty of all this. Okay. So now that being said, try to keep the light shining nice and strong here. We now fulfilled step number, what did I say? 5. Okay. Now we're on to number 6, which is cut drawer out of block. Okay. That's the, why do I say that's the fun part? So you essentially come over to the bandsaw and you got to basically just cut this block out. Now he's set aside. Okay. Now we have our drawer. And now all we really have to do is to assemble the, sorry guys, whoa. I do have a tripod that I'll be using, but there we go. Then you just assemble it all together. So, you know, you got to figure out, I did say this was the front, and even, you know, look how this is really not the right one, right? Correct? Flip it over, and just ask yourself, is it lining up with the grain? And if not, flip it around. There we go, my friends. Sorry. So there we go. See how that just lines right up? So it is a good idea to mark the pieces of wood as you cut them. That way you can quickly assemble them. I'm used to holding my phone for many, many years. I have to get used to this camera. Sorry for the extra commentary there. So there you go. And now this guy is going to go into here. Okay, is he upside down? I think he was. And so he'll go into there. And then you're going to put the back onto the unit. Okay, let's see what we got. Yep, that's the way that goes. All right. And because I don't have a third hand, I can't put that in for you, but you saw me take it out. All right, so that's how easy it is to make a bandsaw box. And this box is, you know, crude. When I'm done with it, it's going to look really nice, and they're all going to be consistent. But let me tell you, I had to have another go at making my joint up wood even more square. What happened was I took it over to the bandsaw, and we'll just take this piece over. Oh, I wanted to make a comment about the biscuits, because one of my subscribers said, depending upon, you know, how you're, my words, okay, cutting that drawer, you might lose your biscuits. In this case, as you can tell, it really doesn't matter. The biscuits are hovering there in the middle of space. And let's say the biscuits were going to actually be seen down in here. That's no big deal for me, because you could flock it, or, you know, it becomes a part of it. And if you feel that those biscuits might be in the way, we'll just go a little higher or a little lower on the biscuits. Then it won't be a problem. But I thank you for that comment. Please keep the comments coming. I appreciate it. This particular subscriber, I like how observant they are, and I like how they comment and bring things up. You know, the real life, and the things are going to happen. So you can see my biscuits inside there. Maybe I don't really have enough light to. So there you go. They are in there. So, but in the later series, I'm going to go over the fact that you could get your bandsaw, and watch those series too, all set up so there's no what they call bandsaw drift. There's all kinds of things that you think about, like putting your teeth in the back of the gullet, in the middle of the blade, in the middle of the wheel. Okay, those types of things. You got everything set up. Everything should be going good for you. This is the Carter stabilizer, by the way. I love using that, especially when it comes to scrolling. I did have to take this off and put what came with it on. so that I could do straight cuts, take the back off, okay, of the unit. And ideally, you'd have a couple bandsaws. Actually, I do. I have one down there, Rikon. He's way down there. Let's use our. This is going to be jumpy. This is not best quality unit, but there we go. So there it is, the Rikon back there. I think he's a 10-inch. So I could, in theory, have him set up to do the scrolling. All right, or something like this. There's so many other ways to do a thing. You know, you could take it over to the table saw, and but that kerf is kind of thick, so you're gonna have to count on losing some real estate on your wood. That being the case. But what I was getting at is, I took the block over. Okay, let's do that. I took the block over. I set it up like this. Now, mind you, I took my square, and I made sure that the blade. Let me turn my light around. You really need a lot of light when you're doing these things, these types of things. I made sure that the bed to the blade, was 90 degrees. I don't know if we're going to be able to catch this, but, I had them pretty decent there, okay? See here. However, when I put my block up against, you know what happened? I'd have to lift that up. Against the blade, you can see the problem that I have here. He is away from the blade, the block, but up here it's fine. Fair enough. I made sure that, and you could tell this is nowhere ready to work with. This is bowed. That's what happens in the middle of wintertime. My humidity levels are very low in the shop. So I have to clean that up on the jointer. Okay? I did a rough job on this. Let's flip it around this way. So the whole point, look at that. And that's the thing about, look at it's cracking and drying. I actually have my stocks, I got a bottle of water or a jug of water, and I have all the blocks all in a space, and I have water in the middle, and I covered it with a trash bag so I could try to keep the humidity going in there. Okay, so what I had to do was come back to the jointer, okay, and I had to run many passes, many more passes there. So you can see here that space, very bad. So I'm going to want to run it across flat, okay, and then once I get that flat, then I can put that flat against the backboard there, the back plate, and then I could start pushing it across. And it takes quite a bit of time. This is a 6-inch. Boy, to have an 8-inch, wouldn't that be nice? But there you go. So I managed to go ahead and get my stock so it behaved. In the past, I have a little bit of an ADD problem. No problem admitting that. I'd get everything all set up here. I'm like, we are so good. And I didn't realize that my block, and I'd start cutting, right? Let's say I'm cutting the drawer out. And I'd go in, come out the other end, and I'm like, I went from this far from the line to this far away from the line, which meant that I was really close to the edge of the block. All right, so that was that. That's the gotcha. So hopefully you appreciate. I know I'm going on longer than maybe you want, but 14 minutes now. But I figure it's just a good thing to talk things through. All right, so this is my beta. And not too bad. It gives me a good idea that it's going to take me a while to get these guys all of them cut out. in the meantime, what I'm going to do is sand this guy out. Do all that sanding before you glue it up. And you're going to want to get a finish on there as soon as possible in the wintertime. I think I told you last time, let's turn this around. Last year or 2 years ago when I made the original bandsaw boxes for my wife, the wood was literally cracking right in my hands. I could hear, I only heard that a couple of times this time around. I'm trying to find my humidity reader and temp. I don't know where I put them, but it is around 48% humidity in the shop, which isn't too bad actually. So, oh, here we are. What is it now? Let's see what we got. We are 40. See, it was 42. You can't see that. It was 42 a little earlier. At the moment, it's 40. So I dropped 2 degrees of humidity. It's 61 in here, which is like a summer's day, as far as I'm concerned here in the Northeast. All right, please keep your questions and your comments coming. I appreciate it. That you feel free to do that. I like that. And let me know about your ideas and your how you make your simple bandsaw boxes. I would appreciate that. All right, this is one of the last things we made. Isn't that really nice? I showed that to my wife, and now she wants one for her sewing room. What I might do is just cut this guy in half, and then make her. Then we'll both have one. It's a great idea to stow your pencils. That being said, I can tell that I used one, and now it's back where it belongs. Thanks for coming to the shop at See Custom Designs. Please subscribe to our channel if you like what you're seeing. This is a new series that we're doing, say me, on making bandsaw boxes. And this is the shelf that they're going to go get attached under. Okay, so that's the deal there. And we just have a lot of fun in the wood shop. We have 600 plus videos, a variety of subjects as we pan around the shop. Anything you see, I more likely have done not one but a couple of videos on it. All right, so we have a lot of fun in the wood shop. I do this on the side, nights and weekends. And so there you go. All right, take care. Let's do our new thing where I say I lived in Israel, so I have a couple of languages under my belt. Hebrew is my second one. Shalom uvracha lechaverim sheli b'Eretz Yisrael. Hello to my friends in Israel. So we'll say shalom, hitrot, masalami, sajin, and what else can we say? Tutsins. All right. Anybody knows what those are? Those languages? I'll let you know what one of them was. Let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.